My name is Sabrina Barretts. I work in the field of human resources and joined Saint-Gobain a couple of years ago. I would like to welcome you to the Saint-Gobain R&D Center in Germany, which is one of the main R&D centers of Saint-Gobain. Today's life journey, I would like to introduce you to Dr. Christopher Matheisen, who joined Saint-Gobain at the beginning of this year, and he wants to share his onboarding experience with us. So he is already waiting for us, and just let's get over to him. Hi, Christopher.
Hello, everybody. So my name is Christopher Matheisen. I'm project leader here at the Saint-Gobain R&D Center. I joined quite recently, so in the beginning of March, and I'm active here in the field of sensors and electronics.
Okay, perfect. Do you want to tell us a seat? Perfect. You said you joined us at the beginning of this year?
In March, right?
Okay, and can you give us some reasons why Saint-Gobain was attractive to you? Why you joined Saint-Gobain?
Sure. So maybe I start with the beginning. I was actually looking for a job in the sector of R&D, but closely related to an industrial environment. And in the very beginning, I was not very well aware of Saint-Gobain, to be honest. But a friend of mine who joined a couple of months earlier brought actually Saint-Gobain on the plan. And then I started to research what Saint-Gobain is actually doing and what the research center has for topics. And then I was quite surprised actually that Saint-Gobain is covering such a huge amount of products actually, from automotive glazing to building materials and so forth. And therefore I expected to have a quite versatile set of tasks, and found that very interesting and motivating. And beyond that, during the actual interviews with human resources, I learned that Saint-Gobain is also in kind of transformation process in terms of being more agile, acting more like a startup, being more having more fast feedback in terms of innovation. And this I found it quite actually motivating challenge where I personally can contribute to, and this was the main motivation to join Saint-Gobain actually.
Okay, and can you describe how you thought about your first week at Saint-Gobain? How did it feel like?
Actually, it was really intense, because on my very first day, by chance, I had the possibility to join a project startup workshop. So on my very first day here, I was already able to have the feeling to contribute to an innovation regarding automotive glazing. So this was pretty cool, and I was also surprised by the family atmosphere, by the supportive atmosphere that I felt here when my manager introduced me to my colleagues. So this was extremely exciting, quite intense. I slept quite well the nights in between. But I really enjoyed it, and it felt very warmly welcome here.
Okay, we just started off with some questions, but I would also like to encourage you, all the visitors from all around the world, to ask your question concerning the onboarding experience. Of course, Matthias is here. As we said, he joined Saint-Gobain at the beginning of March, and Tim is currently online, and he wants to know, can you tell him something about the working atmosphere at Saint-Gobain, especially here in the R&D Center?
So, yeah, sure. So, as I said before, I really like the family atmosphere that you have here. So we meet for lunch, we have a coffee break afterwards, where we also exchange private topics. Sometimes we order pizza together. So it's really, really cool. So from the very first day you feel very welcome, and it's also quite supportive, as everyone has a lot of tasks to do and relies on the other people to help him, you find a very supportive structure here.
Okay, and yes, another question from my side would also be, can you describe a typical working day? Or do you say no, not every day is a typical, it's
Indeed.
so versatile, so how does it feel like?
Exactly, so the good news and what I really appreciate here is actually no day is like the other one. So some days I have a lot of meetings, which means that we usually start at 9 and I'm jump from meeting to meeting and meet people, also change topics, so you have to be quite quickly in your brain to switch the topics because it's covering from like Industry 4.0 to pipes and other topics. On the other hand, there's also a lot of traveling, so meeting people in other R&D centers or business units, having phone conferences and a lot of answering emails, and in the very end, of course, also the actual work in the laboratory.
Okay, and there comes another question from Nele. Thank you, Nele, for your question, which I think is also very interesting. What do you like most about your new role here?
About my new role. So, well, as a project leader, my task is it to bring together people, ideas and resources in order to develop new products, and this is, I think, a big chance for me, and this is what I like most, to see if we have the team together, if the team is working together with the resources and producing ideas and solutions to see the development process, to guide this development process. This is what I really appreciate in being a project leader here.
Okay. The topic seems to be quite interesting. There are a couple of more questions even asked. Alize wants to know what is the most exciting project you are working on currently? Can you go into detail, or what can you tell about us?
Actually, so all of the projects I currently have are quite exciting. So on the one hand, I'm working in terms of automotive glazing, so to make new products, smart products in automotive glazing, but also for building materials, or let's say Industry 4.0. It's quite exciting to think about how we can optimize our products, how we can optimize the line in order to be more efficient. So every project actually has its own kind of exciting topic.
Okay, and there's another question from Connie. Thank you, Connie, for this question. She is thinking about your future at Saint-Gobain.
Okay.
So, you started in March. You are currently in your onboarding process.
Right.
So you're still new, but can you imagine that your future with Saint-Gobain will also be supported into the next years? And what do you expect from the future at Saint-Gobain concerning your work, your personal development?
Mm-hmm. That's a very good question. Actually, this was also a reason why, to add to the very first question, I decided to join Saint-Gobain, because also as I experienced it here in the first month, there are a lot of possibilities for personal development in terms of, on the one hand, that by having that much topics, I have the chance to look a bit into what the marketing does, what other business units do, and besides, we also get the support from human resources, for instance, the e-learning platform, to develop ourselves more in terms of topics like design thinking and so forth. So there are a lot of development opportunities, and I'm pretty sure that I will make use of them in order to develop myself further, and also in the very future to push my career here further.
Okay, thank you. I see the follower Vasila has some questions. First of all, she asked if do you have any advice for people who want to join Saint-Gobain? And second question is, how does Saint-Gobain help you to improve your skills?
Okay, so maybe to answer to the first question, yes, I can encourage you to just send your application. I did the same one. Actually, I applied for another topic, but I went into discussion with human resources and we found it quite even better fitting job to my profile, so I can really encourage you to just take the chance and send your application to Saint-Gobain and look what will be the outcome. So, as I mentioned before, in terms of developing my skills, there are a couple of seminars that you can attend. There are e-learning platforms where you can book courses that you can do, and also in the day-to-day life. So I have kind of quite frequently meetings with my manager where I get a very detailed feedback on my development, and he's also supporting the whole group in terms of developing ourselves, developing communication techniques, development techniques, and so forth. So you find a lot of opportunities here to develop your skills.
Okay, and thank you for answering this. I have another question, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine, absolutely.
Ricardo wants to know, what is your expedition for the future for the whole company? And are there any new projects planned?
Okay, so as you may understand, I cannot answer too much in detail, but yes, there are future projects planned, and I'm also involved with the whole group in creating new ideas. So there's a kind of nurturing program here where you, completely independent on which position you actually are, you can seed your ideas to a nurturing program, and then you can gain money for this, to start your development process, to go a bit more into detail on your ideas, and therefore eventually you can also start your own projects.
Okay, and another question, what was your biggest challenge so far? Was it
that's a difficult question.
onboarding, the different administration processes, maybe also?
Yeah, sure. So on the one hand, I said in the very beginning that SaintGobain is working to be more agile, to act more like a startup. So I've been working prior to this job in a startup, so I felt quite, in terms of a couple of topics, that there is a lot to do to be that agile. So this is probably a challenge for a well-established and that big company. But to be honest, I feel that I'm currently developing a demonstrator for one project with a very tight deadline. So this is, I think, I'm currently right in the biggest challenge in order to deliver a working product by the end of next week.
So let's look at the time. I think we should come to an end. So if you're interested in asking another last question, just let us know. Otherwise, I just ask you, do you have any final words for all our followers to tell? Maybe encourage them also to join Saint-Gobain?
Definitely. So I'm really still happy to be here. I'm really happy to have joined Saint-Gobain, and can really, as I said before, encourage you to send your application, even if you don't know exactly on which position you might apply to. Just send your application, and we have a wonderful team at Human Resources.
Thank you so much.
And they will probably give you good advice, which could be a fitting position.
Okay, thank you so much. I think
Thank you.
we are very glad that we had the opportunity to join the experience, to attend the life journey this week, and thank you to everyone who tuned in today, and I would like to encourage you to watch also the other live events which will follow today on the last day of the life journey from Turkey and Romania.
Oh.
which might also be very interesting. And yeah, so stay tuned, take care, and bye-bye.
Bye.